Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back for the last race of the day. We are looking at the Supers race. One win apiece for Mikey Bonnet and John the Greek. A bit of a grudge match going on. I have actually spoken with John and said to him, listen you twat, or words to that effect. Mikey's not doing the whole season, so all you've got to do is come in behind him and get a finish, and that'll be all right. I'm not sure John will listen to that, but we'll see. The accident nearly caused at the one where we all stood up and got a little bit frightened when he went across the grass and nearly hit the back of Mikey was due to he'd boiled the brakes trying to catch Mikey or keep up with him at that time. So we'll see what happens. Mikey got a bit more punch and a bit more torquey motor, so can get in John's way around the corners and then punch out, and John can't catch him. John needs to keep the corner speed up in the corner with a smaller 150cc engine against Mikey's 200 plus, because you know what it is. Anyway, there'll be action further down as per normal. They're away for the warm-up lap. And a new addition to the thing is the BSSO van, desperately trying to keep up at the back. I wish them luck with that.
And on 21 Gab Gray. What I didn't get to check was if we have a full grid out there, but certainly the first few rows that I went down were like that. So the results this weekend so far has meant that John the Greek is still ahead in the championship, but not finishing that last race has meant that Graham Tatton is now within 3 points of John the Greek, and Drew Duncan has dropped down to third with 260. Mikey Bonnet has scored in 2 rounds, but is still in the middle 100s, so not competing there. In the 6A championship, Mark Clipstone has won 2 more races, so he's on 177 points. John Woods has come second in 2, so he's on 133, and Ryan Clipstone on bike 51 has scored just 25 points because he didn't finish that last.
Ryan pushing a little bit on the opening lap.
So we have got some, I believe they have
Well, Mikey and then Mark Clipstone, Ryan's father. George Fielder just taking his round at the back of the grid, not gelling with the Lambretta quite as well as I guess he'd hoped to do, but still out there, still trying it on, which is to be admired. Not sure how many other 15-year-olds can go back to school on a Monday morning and tell tales of thrashing a Lambretta or indeed anything around the Cadwell Park countryside. Full of respect for that young man. Okay, they'll just be waiting for him to join the back of the grid.
Then we have a gap. Simon Palmer's not out there this time.
That's a shame. Simon was out on a Group 5 Vespa, water-cooled Falk machine. Always takes a while initially to get a completely new bike set up and sorted out. I know that from John the Greek's machine. It's sort of finally come together and it seems to be a bit more reliable. When he's not bouncing it across the grass, the non-finish was that the carburettor came up and hit the frame because he went across the grass so hard and ruptured the fuel line, dumping the contents of the petrol tank all over the back of his engine and starving the engine of fuel. Happily he realised quite quickly and pulled off, so not a big line of oily petrol around on the racing line where he was. They're waiting for the sidecar to be dragged off. Won't be long, but they'll all be getting a little bit vexed on the start line. That really is, you know, it isn't ideal for the organisers to want to do recoveries and things like that. But they're happy now that the sidecar will be off. A little bit previous, but they're away. And it's not the start that John the Greek would have wanted. He really needed to get in front of Mikey straight away so he could carve his own lines. But he's past Ryan, and he'll be into the up to the coppice that's in second place. Hopefully he'll just let Mikey know that he's there all the time and probably force Mikey into a mistake. It's very, very difficult for when someone is up your chuff constantly to keep your composure, to keep the lines smooth and fast. And I speak from bitter experience of Graham Tatton keeping me honest as long as he can. It is, you look behind you and and he's still there and you're trying as hard as you can and your competitor is still immediately behind you. It starts getting a little bit, it needles you, I suppose. I don't know what the word is, but not ideal. Often better to be the person behind because you can gauge braking points and you can work out where people are quick, and yeah, we shall see. I just want to get John to finish this one, increase his lead a little in the championship. Can't let that Mr. Reliable Graham Tatton have it all his own way. The DSC have had it their own way for quite a while, and good luck to them with that. They really have shown us how reliability and everything can win races. So we're back to Mikey and John having opened out quite a huge gap. Mike. Yeah, but Mikey's made a mistake there, and John's got the inside line into the complex. John's got in front. That will make him very happy. The following pack then consisting of the couple of the autos, Graham Tatton and Drew Duncan. And then we've got, oh my goodness, they've gone past too fast. A whole little group led by, well, it was led up to the Hall Bends by A.D. Horrocks. John's really opened our lead there. Okay, he may be able to keep that if he can. He'll be able to take the swooping lines that he wants to take without Mikey in the way. That'll keep him fast. Graham Tatton taken over a point from Drew Duncan, but Drew closing him down as they go into coppice. AD didn't get the better of the bit round the back. He has said that he's struggling with the old hairpin and barn. The old hairpin, a tight corner, the barn opening out but off camber the whole way, and a little bit ripply. It can get a little bit frightening there. You can feel the back end start drifting out, which unless you're Mike Bonnet, who doesn't seem to mind laying a darkie as he's going out, for the rest of us humans it's a little bit scary.
That is a 1 second gap that John the Greek has over Mickey Bonnet, and that's big gap back to Graham Tatton back in third, and Tatton's got Drew Duncan and Ryan Clipstone behind him, and they're pretty close together. So leaders are back with you when
they are, and it is John the Greek out front from.
And John's opened up quite a gap there. Yeah, those being have a clear track in front of him has helped him enormously. Not quite such a wheelie there. Mikey learning from his last lap over the mountain where he wheelied a bit much, giving John the advantage. Quite a gosh, those two really are on it. Bloody hell. Graham Tatton is, it's on his 4E engine, so definitely slower, but no slouch. Drew fighting with Ryan there in different races, of course. And Ryan's dad, Mark, not letting him get away. Then the little group behind. Jason Mativia going well. Jason, the first time back after 3 years, I think I mentioned, leading that group into Hall Bends. He's being harried though by an orange shirt. I don't know who the hell that was. I'll have a look when he comes past. Shane Hunsdale. I'm getting something is up with that man. He's not or the bike, or not where I would expect him to be. Dave Cann, another one of our newcomers, tagged on the back but going well. Got nice, quite smooth lines through there, very good. We'll have a little watch at George Fielder as he comes around. Oh, he made a little bit of a mistake at the bottom of the thing, wobbled into that the bottom of the mountain. Quite nice and relaxed through the hall bends though. Yeah, a good line through there. The aggression will come, I'm sure. Good Lord, I've just heard that on the tannoy. I don't know if you did. John's now on 3.4 seconds ahead. He's really found some mojo on this one. My word, this will probably go. Mikey must have made a mistake. There is no way that Mikey's let that happen on. Mikey's a little bit raggedy. It has to be said. He's now pushing as hard as he can. I think he's not happy. I would say Mikey's had a slight enforced error somewhere along the line. Graham, Mr. Smooth, here it goes. Look at that, just beautiful. Same position every time. Just gorgeous. I'm honestly. Drew Duncan is trying to catch up, but Graham has got away there, and it seems to have settled between Drew and Ryan. His dad being dropped off a little bit. Still damn quick on a 100cc machine against the machines, the other machines all over 200cc. Joe Crew leading the group. 94. That is Scott Thompson. Scott, a racer of other machines, and he's showing his track experience that he can jump on a Lambretta and go quite as well as he does. That would be Chris Gayton and Ben Reddings. Chris, a very old Group 4 racer. Not old in years, obviously, but old in the length of time he's been doing it. Chris and I used to have some brilliant battles on Group 4. Unfortunately, he had some wrist problems and had to give up racing for a while, but the operation seems to have worked and he's back out enjoying himself. Sean Collinson there having a decent scrap with the blue bike. I'm not sure who that was. And Dave Can been dropped off a little bit there, but it doesn't matter. We're all learning, and you can't expect it to come to you straight away. Well, if you do expect it, then you'd be wrong and disappointed when it doesn't come to you straight away, because some of these old boys are fairly quick, shall we say. John looks like he knows that he's dropped off Mikey. He's definitely slightly more relaxed there. We can see that by the wheel not being quite so madly in the air over the mountain. Mikey's made up a little bit of time actually there, I think. That may be down to John just dialing it back a whiff. Although it's always possible that John made a mistake around some section of the circuit we can't see. Oh, I wish I could do that like that. It's so nice. Pretty much holding station there. It looks like Graham has pulled out a little bit further on them, and definitely Mark has been dropped off a little bit. That's Mark Clipstone, number 44. And then we're back into this race at the whole group of the buggers. Looks like Ben Reddings has really had some good. No, I'm sorry, that's that. I do apologise. That is AD Horrocks was having a good time there and has dragged himself up a bit further. But the two guys behind are pushing in. One of them being Jason Matipia, possibly. AD's had a good time there. John Woods on the auto, following on behind, and. Yeah, that was Ben Reddings just went through Hall and has got the better of that little race between him and the guy behind who I didn't see as he went past. Oh my word, there's a fast overtake from the Chisel Speed bike. John coming past us again. He has. He's holding Stubbs and he's right. I'd say he's dropped Mikey off slightly there. Mikey then may just go, oh, to hell with it, I'm going to have to pick up the second place and settle for that. Not normally Mikey though, to be utterly honest. I think he'll probably push on in the hope that John does make a mistake or the machine fails. The gap's opening up. I would say Mikey's bike's going off a little bit or something, because the gap is definitely opening up. Oh, I say Ryan's closed. Oh no, it's a back marker, I'm sorry. He's going to be rather inconvenient. He's gone round the outside. My word, that was a brave overtake. Even the difference in speed, that was brave. Those Zips handle so well. They're incredible machines, just so forgiving. You can slide the tyres in the corners. They're just like, I've raced one as a second class for a year, and my word, you can be a hero on one of those. Jason Mativia been a little dropped off like that, and it looks like John Woods is trying to hunt him down. I hope Jason finishes. He's had an unhappy weekend with the machine, not quite. Ben has definitely got away from Chris Gayton. Chris will be on a Group 4 machine, air-cooled but with scoop. They tend to get hotter and hotter and go off a little bit throughout the race. And Shane Hunsdale whizzing past us. John the Greek coming back on the Shane, my word, that's... yeah, I think John's now realised that he's quite adequately in front, and the front wheel is being hoisted. No, boss, I'm not pulling wheelies. Yes, you bloody are. However, Mikey's definitely closed him down, though. I've got to say that Mikey's made some ground up. John, stop twatting around and stay in front. And John takes the win. I think that was the flag out. Yep. Well done, John. Happy about that. Well played, Mikey. I'm glad you're keeping the man honest. Well, Graham Tatton has been caught quite a lot by Drew Duncan. I think Drew can smell the blood. He will try and do what he can through the hole, and the two corners after that. Definitely Drew's found something, or Graham made a mistake possibly. I can hardly think that could possibly be the case, but it does happen. Mark Clipstone, fairly lonely race, still bloody good fun. George Fielder, obviously now a lap behind, but still nailing it, and he's looking good in the corners. AD Horrocks now third of those group of four. The three orange jackets all beating each other up. We like that. John Holt. No, Jason's been dropped off quite a bit there. However, he's going to finish the race, and that's great. And but he's found something on Ben, but Ben has definitely pulled away from Chris Gayton. All three of them will go through the line. Oh, it's close there with AD looking for... Oh, my word. That was photo at the last bit there. He wanted that. Head down and try and get it. There'll be hundredths of a second in that result. Brilliant. There's a man who deserves a... Will get a pat on the back when he gets back into the paddock. Brilliant. Well done. We'll just clap John and Mikey back in and then call it a day. There is a possibility there'll be a scratch race, although we are running fairly late. No, it's not going to happen. There's another race after this, and then they have to shut the circuit. So, Mikey left that a little bit late, waving at the marshals. We, of course, thank the marshals. We thank our sponsors, AF Race Speed, Jules Speed Tuning. Thanks, guys. We appreciate your support. Well done, John. Well, this has been an excellent weekend for Cadwell Park for scooter racing. Full grids, sun's shone. I don't think anyone's hurt themselves excessively. There's been some breakdowns and stuff, but everyone's managed to drive home. Well, we'll manage to drive home tonight, so that's a bonus. And well done all. We are racing again in a few weeks' time, 4 weeks' time, I think. I hope you'll join us then. Look on the BSSO Facebook page for details of when to join us or when to keep an eye out for it. And thanks very much. See you soon.
downfall for that one.